Hello, my name is Caleb Smith, the editor at the Rocket Miner with your regular coronavirus update for March 25th, 2020. The biggest news in Wyoming today is that Governor Mark Gordon is pleading with Wyoming residents to stay home to slow the spread of the coronavirus, or COVID-19 pandemic. Quote, "I am here today to urge Wyoming citizens to stay home whenever possible, only going out when absolutely necessary. It is imperative to flatten the curve by staying home," the governor said. This is still voluntary, but right now the more we're able to maintain physical distancing, quick vocabulary note that I learned today. While recently we've been talking about social distancing, I've been informed that the more recent push when it comes to the vernacular is to say physical distancing because we still want to be socially connecting with people, even if it's over the phone, text messages, FaceTime, whatever it is. Social distancing as we try to give some space amongst each other, so hopefully if there are any cases, we can isolate them, we can get testing so we know the proper degree it is. As we know who has it and who doesn't, then we can start to take more steps to reopen things. This is especially important because Sweetwater County has had its first case confirmed with the coronavirus. Right after our taping on Tuesday night, the Wyoming Department of Health confirmed that an adult male in his 40s who lives in Green River tested positive. He continues to self-isolate at home. For those who have questions, who are dealing with different symptoms that they want help with, in addition to the county nursing hotline that we've talked about before, or the hospital that they want you to call ahead, Castle Rock Medical Center is now partnering with Wyoming Telehealth Network to provide telemedicine visits. The idea is that you can get help from the comfort of your own home without actually having to go into an office and get poked and prodded. Patients are encouraged to call 307-872-4590 for an appointment. That's 307-872-4590. In addition, the Castle Rock Medical Center has opened a respiratory clinic. It's for patients experiencing upper respiratory symptoms and or fever with no other symptoms. That is another one where you can call either for respiratory or for previously mentioned telemedicine appointment. As we're saying with all of our health advice lately, especially if you're making an in-person visit, call ahead. Talk to someone. Make an appointment. Do not just show up. Castle Rock notes that Sweetwater County's first COVID-19 confirmed patient was diagnosed at the respiratory clinic. When it comes to the care of both the patients and the physicians, Dr. Connie Fauntleroy, the Castle Rock Medical Director, said, "Over the past few weeks, we have been preparing to safely care for our high-risk patients. The patient was seen in our isolated respiratory clinic. Our health care providers were wearing appropriate PPE, or personal protective equipment, and the patient was taken care of safely without exposing any other patients." When it comes to Wyoming statewide numbers, at this time there are 47 reported cases in Wyoming, according to the Wyoming Department of Health, which was updated this afternoon. When it comes to cases by county, that's 1 in Albany County, 1 in Campbell County, 3 in Carbon County, 14 in Fremont County, 12 in Laramie County, 4 in Natrona County, 1 in Park County, 4 in Sheridan County, the Sweetwater case that we've already talked about, and 6 in Teton County. The Associated Press is reporting tonight that worldwide, the death toll attributed to COVID-19 has climbed past 20,000. That's according to a running number kept by Johns Hopkins University. The number in dead in the United States has now topped 900, with more than 60,000 infections. One more thing to keep in mind tonight is that Dr. Anthony Fauci, who is right now our nation's skilled doctor, who is directing efforts and has served under multiple administrations, extremely well decorated when it comes to personal awards and his education. He told reporters today that COVID-19 may become a seasonal disease. And this might be something that becomes an annual, yearly part of life, like the cold and flu season that we typically deal with. During his briefing at the White House, he said that more cases of the disease caused by the novel coronavirus have begun to appear in the southern hemisphere, which is transitioning into colder seasons. If there is an outbreak in the southern hemisphere, Fauci said, quote, "It will be inevitable," unquote, "that the disease will make a comeback even if it is temporarily stopped." While we're hopeful and new studies are indicating that warm, humid weather might slow the virus, if it's transferring into hemispheres as the weather shift themselves, and that would mean an easement of the cases in North America and Europe, that means that it may resurge in the fall. Dr. Fauci said, quote, "I know we'll be successful in putting this down now, but we really need to be prepared for another cycle." We're working to mitigate it. We want to make sure that at the end result that the death toll is depressed as much as we can, and that's going to require more testing, more physical distancing, more self-sacrifice. Hopefully we'll have drug treatments or vaccines as soon as possible. Those are probably at least a year away. The best thing we can do right now is practice common sense and have kindness toward our neighbors, in the hopes that they give it to us in return. So as we keep washing our hands, covering our mouth, touching our faces as little as possible, cleaning surfaces, keeping our phones clean, and knowing that sometimes we just need to make the sacrifice stuff that we were counting on, whether it's a vacation, whether it's a night out on the town after a long week. Let's give our neighbors and our family members a little bit of space so that we can continue to enjoy their company. This has been Caleb Smith with the Rocket Miner newspaper with your coronavirus update, telling you to stay safe out there and have a good day.